Today I have been selfish. Today I didn't have to fight the tide of hatred, to see the worst of humanity laid bare on a carpet of broken lives and broken hearts. I didn't have to weave my power in between stuttering heartbeats and fragile bones to make fair judgments based on words not my own. Today I have worked on what I wanted, as if my task list isn't hallowed with fundamental things greater than I, as if hard work is only allowed to be the sparse expanse of Puritan punishment, as if birthing ideas doesn't take a midwife's knowledge and a parent's endurance, as if asking myself to choose what holds my attention doesn't light my brain on fire with the vast interstellar ability of the possible and lead to greater things than I could have imagined. As if attention is a dirty word. Today I didn't have to force my ideas through the sieve in my brain in tandem with the pulse of the metal spoon, cramming thoughts through narrow holes, as if the pace of my imagination was somehow greater for the force of the filtering and not transformed and enlivened if left to ferment. Today I was loved simply for being. Like my being is something to marvel at, like every scrap of suffering I have suffered, every strength I have found within myself, every poem I have written to the darkness was seen as completely and as effortlessly as I see it in others. And yet today I am convicted in the court of my expectations as guilty of being tired. Guilty because I am not suffering enough, because my work is hard, but not in the bad way, because I could achieve so much if only I wasn't human, if only I wasn't so uniquely and imperfectly myself, if only I wasn't tired. And if someone else had brought these words to my lips and bade me speak them, the only sound uttered in reply would have been a laugh, and the harsh catharsis of paper tearing between fingers as the script is reformed into the only thing it is truly good for, an incongruous shower of confetti. But I am not an island, and I am not alone, and these words are an echo. We are all tired, we are all guilty, and maybe we are all asking the wrong question. Because what if being tired by the weight we carry is always proportional? What if being tired is not the problem? What if we are the problem? What if energy is not a finite source poured from half cup to half cup in a gift of a measure doled out in martyred self-sacrifice, and love is pain, only just enough to sustain? What if energy is the deep, dark well? What if collaboration is the sound of the smashing of cups to the tiled floor, and more pairs of hands on the crank, screaming and yelling and laughing as we inch the bucket one sway at a time out of the blackness? What if individual cups were never meant to be the source? What if these transient vessels are made to be forgotten on park walls and handed out at marathons, and are designed to leave scattered shells as half-drunk debris among the scraps of paper and glue that build our creations? A temporary measure, carrying just enough for a moment, not forever. And what if the deep dark well responds to songs and bawdy jokes, to poems instead of essays, to the surreal, the obscure, the absurd, the inconsequential, to rabbit holes and newts riding unicorns and terrible puns in the middle of a meeting, and job application letters that contain book recommendations written in code to tease the curious? What if true replenishment doesn't come from a job well done, from a number, or from a vicious riot of colours pretending to be a pie that we can never eat a slice from, but from making space for a skill we unlearned, and taught out of our children and forgot? What if play is work? Then what?
Welcome aboard this Great Western Railway service to London Paddington.